property, telecommunications, entertainment, utilities and infrastructure, retail, even a football club, as Tan Sri mentioned. And ladies and gentlemen, why don't we give a final round of applause to Tan Sri. You know, Tan Sri, today's sharing here, I did not expect that you have gone through this journey and you have talked so much about philanthropy, you know, and about your good works and about some of your journey now that you are investing so much into doing good works and this sharing with Chi. Today is a session about CEO Masterclass. So today we have many business owners, CEOs, even many top management from GLCs and representatives from government. So we'd like to pick your brains a little bit, and it's amazing how in your business philosophy you talked about persistence. You talked about, you were very humble. You said you were lucky, you know, as well as you talked about philanthropy. But just to kick off, you know, we'd like to hear a little bit from you. What would your philosophy be when thinking about entrepreneurship or an idea to pursue? How do you decide what businesses to venture in? Do you have any principles or rules you have developed for yourself to follow?
You know, like I said, you know, we can be average, you can still do well. If you have qualities like hard work, I think nothing can replace hard work. You know, I'm sure you heard of the saying, you know, inspiration is 1%, perspiration, sweating 99%. That means you have to work hard. Working hard, whatever you do, I mean, working hard is sacrifice. Sometimes you have to go and see, you know, somebody to try to get your plan through. You have to make many visits. You have to wait for the person. Sometimes you wait hours. All these can be stressful, not exactly fun. It's more fun if you sit around with your friend and drink beer and chit-chat, talk about politics and laugh. That's more fun. But going to do things that help your business not all the time is fun. Can be fun sometimes, but most of the time it's real hard work and you have stress. But if you want to succeed, you have to do that. You know, for example, when I was young, I wrote to McDonald's. It takes discipline to every week arrange, you know, gather stuff. Because at that time, I people working, I one of those clubs and help you. But you still have to organize it. You have to see before you send. You have to put a small note, say, you know, here, you know, this tell you more about AW, about Kentucky Fried Chicken, the open wall outlets, this and that. You know, and tell them, oh, Malaysia economy is doing well, there's so many population. Things like that. They do it like I said I did. I mean, it was quite crazy to send every week. When they make noise, they don't send anymore. I said, okay, maybe once in 2 weeks. After that, they say don't send. I said, okay, maybe once a month. I did that once a month for eventually 7 years. And then they joke when they saw me saying, oh, in international, we all know you. So I said, I created top of the mind awareness. So they said, Malaysia or Vincent Tan. So McDonald's remember me. And they interview many people, they still say, oh yeah, we take this guy. This guy is so persistent. So I got lucky in that sense. They could have said, hey, this guy bothered me, I don't want him. But they look at it positively. They saw persistence and hard work. So I think persistence and hard work is important. You know, of course, I would say I'm blessed. I'm blessed that I come from a humble, low-income family. Father can't even ask, you know, to go for further study, cannot even afford. Which was good. It turned out to be a blessing in disguise. And actually, at that time, I wanted to be a lawyer. I could have gone and come back and just work as a lawyer, set up a legal firm, maybe that's all I do. But I always said to myself, maybe this is the path that my divine guardian set for me, and it works well for me. And then I may work hard, I may have done things, but it's been a great journey. It's a journey that hasn't ended yet, still going on.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Tan Sri. You know, this links to a little bit about Sabah specifically and what entrepreneurs But I've always wanted to ask this question of you. Let's just imagine if the young Vincent Tan were to start all over again, with nothing again in 2024, what would you do? How would you do it all over again in 2024? Because we have many young entrepreneurs doing startups, hungry to be able to listen to you about how you succeeded, or what tips would you give to us young entrepreneurs who are starting out?
Or in 2024, I start. My God, I have to think about the internet business. So, but then in the end, you still have to get some capital. So life insurance, selling life insurance, whatever you're a salesman, actually a lot of salesmen earn a lot of money. And if they can save the money, they can start a business. But sometimes people earn a lot of money, they end up drinking, this and that, then, then when you drink, you won't have time to do it. So one of the things that I do, you can ask all my friends, when you come to liquor, I'm a great Muslim. I don't drink at all, not even one drop. I don't drink liquor at all, not even beer. They say wine is good for me. No, no wine also. I am totally no liquor. And of course, I become vegetarian. That helps too. And I go to casino those days. I go to Las Vegas. I enjoy show, go around sightseeing. Never on the table because I can't understand some of my friends spend 10 hours playing in the casino. I thought 10 hours I go to my room, I watch some movies, I read, I gain more knowledge. What kind of knowledge can you do sitting on the casino table up and down? But at that time I thought, I don't want to go to the casino, but I don't mind owning a casino. But I changed my mind now. After as I grow older, become a little bit more spiritual, I decided I don't want to own casino anymore. And in fact, my mother, my wife, and everyone close to me think that I shouldn't have a casino, shouldn't own a casino. And I decided, yes, no casino for me. Do you remember, Bloomberg has a 4-story? Bloomberg, 4-story, say I and Genting Chairman Tan Sri Lim Kok Teh and Prime Minister sit together to discuss about casino for, what city is that? For, in Johor Bahru, Forest City. There was a lie. Can you imagine Bloomberg telling that story? And where the hell they getting? First thing I always say, I don't think Lim Kok Teh want to sit down with me. Because at one time I aspired to a casino, but he probably doesn't know that I don't want already. So today he will know that I don't want a casino. So I'm telling them, no casino for me, because I become older, I'm spiritually more what, I believe maybe I'm getting closer to God, and I think I shouldn't have a casino after all. I can do, I already have a lottery company, but lottery is, compared to casino, is so different. Nobody lose money in the lottery that they commit suicide. But many people lose money in casino and they commit suicide. Because casino they lose big, but not in a lottery. Lottery need cash, no? You go to sports toto, you got to buy cash. Mana the sports toto give you credit card. You buy 10 ringgit or 20 ringgit, and then we also have limit. So you won't go poor buying sports toto. When you go to casino, you can be poor, or you can get into debts. So I decided I don't want to be in casino. And my mother, my wife, and many other close family members are very happy to hear that I don't want a casino. So I'm declaring I don't want a casino. And Bloomberg's story is false. Actually, Bloomberg must apologize.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for that insight, Tan Sri. So, now we're going to be sharing a little bit about your business management and scaling up. There are many business owners here in this conference. It's hard enough taking care of one business alone, let alone a whole conglomerate of multiple businesses and multiple stores. You have built multiple empires of businesses of very different types of industries. F&B, property, telecommunications, entertainment, utilities, and so on. How do you wrap your mind around so many different types of businesses and win them?
I'm a jack of many trades, master of none. None. So remember, if you want to be master of a business, you have to be focused. I'm actually a bad example. But I enjoy what I do. I'm like a guy for all seasons, So I enjoy what I do. Somebody comes to me with a new proposal, do this, do that. Somebody comes to me and you should build ships. I say, yeah, why not? Tell me more. And my wife tell me, are you mad? My wife always remind me, you're 72, you think what, you're 27, right? Yeah. And then I remember this 99-year-old was still very active. And in Japan, this is serious. Go to Japan and find out. There are a lot of 90 plus go to work every day because they have a small business or sometimes medium size. The founder and owner is 90 over years old, they still go to work. You go to Okinawa, there are a lot of people 100 years old plus. We are building a 4-season in Okinawa. We built one in Kyoto, now Okinawa, and we're going to build another one in Yokohama. And we're going to build a few, we'll probably build 6 or 7 4-seasons in Japan. And in Japan, a lot of people, 90 years old, are still working. So if you are healthy, and if you're involved in a business, it's not easy to wean yourself away totally. But maybe you will still be there. There'll be management who is running it. They still need your advice. Sometimes they want you to sort of bless it or approve it. So that if it gets into trouble, they say, hey, but boss, I told you about it. You say okay. So when you say okay, we also got nothing much to say. We also make mistakes. You make mistakes, we also make mistakes. So I must say, being focused is important. Focus, grow one business, do very well. Then maybe you have the resources from that business to diversify. So that's what we've done. But of course, to do this also we need banks support now. And one of the things that all my people work is I say we work with bank. We must be very careful. We must pay our pay on time. Then we must pay them. And then during 1997, you all remember I sold DG during the crisis. Why? Because we are banked with several foreign banks. I remember Citibank, Bank of America, a few foreign banks. We banked with them. When the Asian crisis came, all of them recalled a loan. So we have to, fortunately, we were able to pay all of them. So one of my things I said, we better deal with local banks because local banks are more understanding compared to foreign banks. Foreign banks, the local CEO may know you, but head office give a letter, hey, this is crisis. Try to get back as much of the loan back, so then they will do what their head office tells them. So I want to say this, I just add that it is very important if you deal with a bank to keep your credit in good shape. Pay them in time, pay back your loan that is due, and then the bank will have good history of you, and you can grow bigger with the banks. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Talking about business management and scaling up, can you share with us what is one example of a major change you made in your company that made the biggest impact in terms of growth, revenue, or organization? Could you share, what is one major change you made in your company that made the biggest impact?
I think I can say specific. For example, in the year 2000, I managed to buy we managed to conclude a deal, an agreement to buy 7-Eleven Malaysia. In the year 2000, which is 24 years ago, I bought 7-Eleven. I agreed to buy 7-Eleven for 80 million ringgit. But at that time, their profit was like 200 over 1,000. Now 200 over 1,000 paying 80 million, do the arithmetic, it is 400 times PE. That means price multiple of 400 times. So I brought to Vijaya board. which I have some independent members, accountants, all they say, you know, you're paying 400 times PE. You can buy shares in the market for 20, 30, maybe 40 times. Why buy 400 times PE? Then I say, yeah, but this is a brand name. You know, this is a business. At that time, they got 100 over shops, 140 or 150 shops. I said, I can grow this, you know. The board said, it's very expensive. After I thought about it, never mind, I buy it myself. I buy it privately. And that was a great decision. 80 million, when we went public in 2016. So I bought in 2000, 2016 or 16 years later. It was valued at 1.6 billion. I only paid 80 million and no more. 80 million every year, I took some money also. And then we still grow it. And we lease it for 1.6 billion. But the company is hovering around 2 billion, 2 billion or 2 billion, 2.2 billion valuation now. But we have offers of companies who want to buy, and they want to buy and tell them 3 over billion and value, we can consider to sell. So there's still parties talking, but so far it hasn't happened. You know, so 80 million in 16 years become, you know, so it's, you go and work out the numbers, it's great return, right? So if you say, and how do we do it? I told the management now, I paid 400 times PE, now we're going to make it work. Every year we must open a lot of stores. So there was a year in 2005 or 2006, I remember. That year we opened 250 stores. And actually US, the franchisor called and said, you guys are crazy. How can you open so many stores? You mustn't open so many because your quality will drop this. In a way, they are right. But then I was thinking, you need to grow this fast so that we are all over the place. Today we have 2,500 shops. But we are not as great as another great company that's a retail outlet that's coming out now called Mini Market, called Speedmark 99. And that guy, I really admire him. I really admire him. He's on a wheelchair. He's a polio victim. He built 2,000 over stores. And his profit is much more than 7-Eleven. He's amazing. I really admire him. I must tell you this. In the year 2000 or 2005 or 2006, he was growing. I actually sent one of my directors to go and talk to him, whether he would like to sell or not, whether we can be a partner. So no, he's not selling. No, I don't need partner. My only regret is I didn't go myself. Maybe if I go 10 times and visit him, maybe he'll sell half of it. So I think about the McDonald's effect now. I visit him every week, maybe he'll sell to me. So my sister is important. At that time I was too busy, I didn't. And I haven't met him. So I haven't met him, I'm telling you, he's a great guy. I really admire this man.
Amazing, amazing. Even though, you know, deep down, the numbers didn't look right, but you made a great decision even personally. Sometimes those are the big breaks, isn't it? So this next question is diving deep and personal a little bit. You know, for those of us in business and entrepreneurship or running organizations, we can all testify that the life of an entrepreneur can never be an easy one. Could you share an example of one of the greatest challenges that you faced in your company, on your journey, and how you overcame it and rose above it against all odds?
I think in 1997, some of you will remember the Asian crisis. Some older, some of you younger may not remember this. You know, during 1997, you remember there was crisis. Suharto fell. Suharto was out of power. There was a lot of riot. There was riot in Bangkok, in Thailand. There was riot also in Korea. Everybody was affected. It's called the Asian crisis. Malaysia was also affected. Remember our ringgit, one US was 250. When the Asian crisis came, one US was 480, highest up to 480. At that time, a lot of businesses cannot take it. And that was the time I told you all earlier, I was forced to sell DG to save Times Square building and also to save some of our other businesses. So the money I received, I put it into a lot of some of my private companies and all this. So that was a tough moment, and that was stressful. And then interest rate went up 25%. You have borrowings, you have to pay high interest. That was a very stressful period. But fortunately, I was lucky that I had some. It's like you are a big sailing boat. You are in a boat, and the big storm comes. You have all kinds of things. So you have to unload even some treasure, some very prized asset, very heavy. You have to throw it overboard so that the boat can stay afloat. That's exactly what happened. Selling DG, selling other companies, good companies that people want to buy. That was the time that was very, very difficult. And I told you earlier, my brother said, hey, you make 2 billion. What the heck are you waiting for? I said, okay, I will do it. I mean, he's right. We are having problems and you're still thinking twice. So we do it now.
Thanks. So thank you so much, Tan Sri. Now we're going to be concluding soon, and then we'll be moving into the Q&A session. But talking about mindset in Sabah, many business owners in Sabah think that we were owning a store, sitting behind a cashier, deposit money in the bank every day, and we call ourselves an entrepreneur, right? How would you encourage our Sabahan entrepreneurs to think big like you and build our Sabah economy in a significant way?
If you have a store, you have one store and it's profitable, you have to look for another location, build a second store, third store, fourth store. You have to build many stores. I just told you, 99 Speedmart, this young man built 2,000 over stores by now. He's going for IPO, his company is worth a lot. So same when I bought 7-Eleven, it was 140, we grew it to 2005. If at 140 you don't grow, how can it be worth so much? I tell people want to buy, I say it's worth 3-4 billion. You don't want to buy, I sell the control, it's 3-4 billion. How can it be worth so much? So if you have a store, whether it's Nasi Lemak or whatever store, you have one store, you build second, third, fourth, and you expand, you go to West, go to Semenanjung and put up stores. If you have 100 stores, 200 stores, and 1,000 stores, you'll become a billionaire. So it is expansion, and of course there will be risks, but you have to calculate the risk. But if you can make the model profitable, then you can keep, what they call cookie cutters, the same thing you build, everywhere same, you use the same thing, so instead of buying 100, you can buy 10,000 of the thing to put to all your stores. So many stores, then you can become big. And that's how a lot of businesses grow big, because they have many outlets. You expand your business. Whatever business you do, you want to grow big, you have to expand it. And expansion, you need banking support, and of course there are risks. So you have to calculate your risks. And if you have a business, you remember you have to work very hard. You cannot be every night after 6 o'clock and go and sit down and drink and talk politics, everything. That, sorry, like I said, is wasting time. You have to focus on the business. You have to work up to 12 midnight, you work up to 12 midnight. That kind of thing. So that's why I say hard work, perspiration, 99%. There is basis to it. We have to work hard. Of course, there are some lucky people, they get one project or something and they become very rich. But in the end, you have to work hard. Even I buy sports Toto, with very few outlets, we have to grow it. Then we come out, we introduce new games and this, and then make the company become very successful. Everything, you need growth to multiply your sales and multiply your profit. So growth is important. Grow it.
Sorry. Yeah. Now, thank you so much, Tan Sri. We are actually going to be moving on to the question and answer. I was just trying to signal to them that to get the question and answers from the floor for you. Yeah. And I think as